Welcome back. It's 1:37. It's the 1st of September, and I think in the UK summer is officially over. How about that? Right, we're in Southport, and it's a little bit of a windy one. It's a bit of a windy one today. Feeling that breeze coming through. Just gonna have a walk down this way along the pier and see what we can see. Right, we're here on the waterfront in Southport. Waterfront, just outside the Premier Inn there, on that side. And we'll have a little walk around. Now, it was the air show this weekend. I didn't manage to get to it. I was a bit preoccupied with other things. I didn't manage to get to the air show, but I believe because of the weather, it finished a little bit early. It was called off a bit early with high winds and rain, so hopefully didn't miss out too much. Now, the reason I'm having a walk down here this morning is because there was a bit of news that I've just read. Sadly, there was a fire on the pier last night, and I'm going to see if you can see any remains of that or exactly where it was. We're going to go and have a quick scoot around and see if any damage is evident. It looks as though maybe it was it this middle section here. It said that one of the old, you know, the old huts that they have along the pier burned down, and it started with. They're saying it started with an electrical fault. Yeah, a bit of an electrical fault. That seems strange, doesn't it? I mean, it's a 150-year-old pier. It's been done all right up to now. So suddenly there's an electrical fault. That just seems a bit strange. Now this whole section here looks quite worse for wear, doesn't it? It's looking a bit ropey. It's got no boards along the edge. So I'm thinking there we've just got the drive-through Starbucks just underneath there. I'm thinking, was it maybe this was the section? Let's have a look underneath and see how it looks. Well, it does look very ropey here. It does look very worn out. But I'm not seeing any evidence of fire there. I'm not seeing any fire damage really. A lot of these boards under here look like new. So maybe it was further down. I think if we have a look up these steps here, over onto the top of the pier, we might be able to see. No, I can't see any fire damage to that. We've got one of the pier pavilion huts there on that section, and you can see how a lot of the boards have been replaced on there, and a lot of these, you can see compared to these edging ones, are really quite rotten. So I can't see any fire damage there. What we'll do is we'll have a walk down onto the beach. Maybe it was a section further down that caught fire. No visible signs yet, but let's have a look a bit further. And we still get this way. There's a barrier there. I think we'll be okay to get through there. A lifeguard there. It's parked on the edge. We got taking down all the barriers from the air show. Still got a few barriers out here. Right, let's walk into this side. I'm thinking maybe there is another pavilion there on that side. That looks completely intact, doesn't it? That's not burned down. Let's go and have a look. Now, Southport Pier, of course, Second longest pier in the UK. No prizes for coming second. Oh, is there? Oh yeah, wait, no, silver medal. Yeah, there is that. Also, it's the longest steel pier in the country. That's why it's getting into disrepair. It's made of steel and it's rusting away. It did fall into disrepair, of course, in the 90s, and then it had like a £7 million restoration, and now it's fallen into disrepair again, and it was earmarked for 15 million quid refurb and update to get it back open, but having had that fire last night, don't know what will be the outcome, whether that's really going to set it back or what's going to happen. Right, we've reached the other pavilion here, and quite honestly, I don't really see any fire damage at all. I mean, we've got, oh, wait a minute. There's a piece there dropped through. There is fire damage here. Oh, here we go. You can see the holes through here. Just opened that up, and you can see the scorch marks. Yeah, it is definitely been on fire here. And just actually looking at the ground here, this is the only, I was thinking this was wet from the sea, but this is the only wet part from it. This is from probably fire engines soaking this area to put this out. This is what it looks like. So we can see where it's wet, and you can see the burn, all the burn marks here around this section. So we can see where it's been on fire, and actually from this side here you get in a bit of a better view of the underside of it there. Definitely, yeah, that's definitely had some burning going on there. Definitely been on fire. And if you look at the ground, you can see sort of a remnants here. Silver foil and charred wood. It's gone down. Now I'm quite encouraged by this, because I thought this whole pavilion had been burned to the ground. By the pictures online, you can see flames coming out of this flipping pavilion, but the pavilion itself, let's have a little walk on this side, it looks intact, doesn't it, from what we can see. I mean, I don't know what it's like underneath, or whether it'll be structurally sound, whether it'll need some groundwork or boards replacing underneath, or what it'll need. But the structure itself, pavilion itself, looks all right, doesn't it? That's definitely looks intact. So I think it's just this area. They said it was an electrical fault to do with this pavilion that set it off. Possible. It does. You can see wires running underneath it in some places. You can definitely see that. You can see the silver foil on here, as some of this silver foil here on this section of pipe. You can see that there, just right there. There we go. It's burned off, and that's what we've got. That's what we've got down here. We've got remains of that down on the ground. But now it looks as though there's some boarding here. You can see wires there sticking out. Can you see? It's there, green and black wire. So there is wiring going to it. It's possible it was electrical fault. Now there are boards here underneath, but above that is a pavilion, and the rafters there look in pretty good nick. They look in good condition. It looks as though it's more a fire to the front of that section, doesn't it? If we look at that, it doesn't look as though it's the pavilion itself, but rather the slipping around on this wet, rather the area there, right in front, just in front of a pavilion, and this looks like an electrical box of sorts to supply power to that pavilion, doesn't it? If you want to be making teas and coffees and whatnot in there, then you need power. So yeah, that box there looks as though this is a supply box, and you can see right along there where it's caught fire. Right, of course it's been horrible weather the last couple of days, so it seems surprising, but it's been dry for absolutely weeks in the UK, and yeah, it's been dry for so long that driving around you can see all the lawns and the grass is still yellow. So we've not had a lot of rain, so I guess wood like that has been very, very dried out over the weeks and weeks of summer, and even though we've had a couple of days of a bit of rain, everything's still very, very dried out. So probably a bit of a tinderbox as where that pier is concerned, and I guess a spark or whatever could just kick it off and you know, start a little fire. Now this pier, it has of course been closed since 2022, so the pier is closed for repairs. It's been closed for 3 years, so there's nobody been on it to, you know, drop a cigarette or light a match or anything like that. So I don't suspect that it's been caused by people on there. I think it's been, I don't know, it does seem like maybe it was electrical fault. Who knows, yeah. So just have a look at the other side here. So we're looking from the south, looking north now, looking north towards Preston there in the distance, and you can see across there we've got Lytham St Anne's underneath, and right out to Blackpool you can see Blackpool Tower and the big one right out on that corner. Well, I can see it, I don't know if it's a little bit hazy right out there, so don't know how well it's picking it up on camera, but yeah, I just wanted to get a shot of this side and see if it looks like any kind of damage from this side. I don't think it's as bad as we maybe first thought, hopefully not, but yeah, we'll see how this latest incident impacts the decision making around getting the pier back open and refurbished and redone. We'll see what happens with that. Ooh, it is slippy on here. There's a bit of water about. Maybe there is a bit of water from the rain, but you could see right underneath there where it was sort of blackened, where some of the ash has come down. So I think it's been. You can see also, look at this. You can see on here. This is a piece of wire. Look, where's this been found from? We've got a piece of wire here and just kind of tied off. Maybe that's fallen through. And we've got this big blue cable running all the way down. Maybe they've put more power on there to start the repairs. Maybe they've needed power to, you know, get the tools on there and get power to start refurbing it. I don't know, I'm speculating now, but yeah, it's a shame. You have to be careful with that, with the pier. It's an old one. She's an old girl, over 150 years old now, so yeah, been refurbished once, as I said, in the 90s, and due for its next refurb now. So fingers crossed that little fire incident won't affect it too much, and yeah, we can still get Southport's most valued structure, I would say. It's unique, isn't it, this one, Southport? Yeah, it's about half a mile long, this pier, so it's a good one. Runs right from in the town, right from in the centre, right out, and half a mile out. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, it's not too damaged. Right.